Hello all. It has been a long time since I played this little side game for First Degree called First Degree Lovely Summer. Yeah, so last time we had June's? No, we had Minami's route. Minami was the twink. And June is... Who's June? I don't remember. It's been so long. I know the twins. I know there's a professor at college. Let's just go AIDEN because it's a nice name. I don't know. I don't know who it's gonna be, so it's gonna be a little surprise. Yeah, so these are basically just sort of date scenes that turn into love scenes, and at least that's how it was in Minami's route, so let's get into it. The blindfold feels silky across the delicate skin of my eyelids. With my vision gone and being completely unaware of my immediate surroundings, I can feel the rush of blood in my head as my heart picked up speed, not only in anticipation, but a thrill of excitement as AIDEN's strong yet gentle touch directs my movements. Okay, what are we up to? As usual, just his hand brushing along my skin is enough to make my heart skip. But the way one arm holds my shoulders while the other clasps my hand and brings us intimately close. His warm body presses firmly against my side, reassuring me in my fragile state, and he's careful to assist me at every step. Inside, my heart pounds. Outside, I attempt a facade of calm. Maybe it's years of being independent, but I'm still hesitant to let him know just how vulnerable I am around him. Oh wait, is AIDEN the cop we work with for some reason? Even though we're the murderer, kind of. He reads me like a goddamn book so often, the least I can do is give him a challenge. Besides, the closer we become, the more I wonder if I want to hide from him anymore. To be honest, marrying AIDEN was overwhelming. Okay, so in this side game, in this specific route of this side game, we're already married to AIDEN. And though I've gotten better at reading his poker face, I'm still not sure if I'm comfortable with him reading mine. It's far easier to build walls and scary as F to have them torn down. My AIDEN's secret weapons. Patience and heat. Lips whisper across the back of my ear as he leans in, breathing along the side of my neck and raising every hair to complete an immediate attention. Almost there. Screw this effing surprise. The minute we're alone, I'm throwing him against something hard and riding him until I can't walk. Then he can pamper me for the rest of the time we're, well, whatever it is that we are. He didn't even let me dress myself when we got here. Can I take this off yet? Just a little more down this way here. He's old. This is the worst route I picked, I think. You're being really mysterious. You've been hiding from me this last week, working late, talking to all kinds of strangers. I was tempted to feel jealous, but I guess this is what you were up to. I'm gonna change his voice, something deeper. Up to. His laugh is genuine and deep. Oops, a sound I've come to find comforting. If AIDEN can laugh, then I truly have nothing to fear from the world. I wasn't up to anything. And how do you explain me being blindfolded and following your lead right now? Sounds like an average night in our bedroom. I can hear the suggestive grin in his voice, and the flush that had already taken up residence on my cheeks threatened to spread to my ears and neck. I wanted to hide from view, but there was nowhere for me to run. As far as I know, we were the only two around. I can't hear any other sounds around us. We're almost there. What did you do? Patience is a virtue. He admonishes gently. I'm a little embarrassed to admit how quickly I'd noticed his absence, how late the nights and double shifts had made me miss him. We didn't have a high-profile case that I knew of, nothing that needed such focused attention from him. But all the same, AIDEN kept himself secluded in his office, taking and making calls and working as much overtime as he could get from the higher-ups. It unsettled me. Just tell me already, I hate surprises. Liar. Touché. How would you know? That depends. What do you think I did for you? God, that is hard to read. I feel like I said this in Minami's route too, did I? That is not a great color. As long as we aren't cooped up, does it involve never leaving the futon? No training seminars, please. I hate guessing. Does it involve never leaving the futon? Tell me. Oh, he liked that. Oh yeah, I forgot. These choices actually do matter. I need to pick the right ones. Tell me, it involves leaving the futon as little as possible. Imagine, you know, we're in the middle of doing it, but then I pick the wrong choice and he just gets up and leaves. And I get a game over. Only to slip us into something hot. I think I'll leave you in suspension a little longer. The smirk in his voice returned, as if he knew too many secrets for his own good. You like it, don't you? The excitement? This time his voice was breathless, laced with salacious intent. Pretend I did it breathlessly, because I didn't read it like that. He's teasing me. It takes everything in me to keep my legs from buckling as hot lips brush the shell of my ear before pressing hotly into my nape. I recognize it as his favorite nuzzling spot, the place his head rests when he simply needs comfort or when his heat enters my body. When his heat enters your body? What a strange sentence. The memory of our intimacy makes me blush, and his next question darkens my cheeks further. Isn't that why you fell in love with me? How long is this going to take? I'll remind you why. People could hear us. I've always wanted to. I don't know, what would he like? I don't know, I can't romance people. I've only played like 30 yaoi VNs. I don't know how to do it. How about I've always wanted to? Just one? I'll remind you why? There we go. If I ever get where we're going, I'll remind you why all night long. Oops. You have no idea how eager I am for the same. After a moment of silence between us, I hear a door slide open. Okay, just another step. I mean, how long have we been walking around blindfolded for? This is a little bit weird, honestly. Is he gonna kill us? Aiden, I swear, is all this really necessary? You're going to... Oh my god, are we at an onsen? Did all the people working in the onsen see us come in here blindfolded? Were they like, what the hell? As the blindfold drops from my eyes, I squint as Aiden hands me glasses. Hands my glasses to me, whatever. And I look around before taking in the gorgeous surroundings of our private suite. The next to perfect setting is simple in style, yet lavish in the most subtle of details, and I feel like I stepped magically from one continent to another. What a weeb, Aiden. Without thinking, I take a step forward into the room to inspect the splendor further, letting my fingers draw along the beautifully crafted wood pieces before I test the softness of the futon. I let out a sharp laugh before leaving the comfort and running to the doors at the opposite end of the room. The bubbling hot springs beyond fills the entirety of the room's view. The private patio with warmly colored rocks and clear water is framed by idyllic flowers and a perfectly clear sky. Oh, did we not even notice what we were dressed in? How did you not know? Were you not even allowed to touch the fabric that was on your skin? Aiden, how did he know you were a weeb? Look at your name, honey, it's Ray. Don't go off showing your nipples. No one asks. No one asks, grayhead. Well, you always talk about going. They finally had an opening for a private room. Figured I'd never hear the end of it if I let this opportunity pass by. As I take in the sight, I feel Aiden's warmth at my back, and hands slide idly along my waist as if they have all the time in the world. Smoothing along my yukata, his fingers press more firmly until his palms begin to smooth around my sides and move boldly over my stomach. Honestly, nothing is more unattractive than a weeb. My entire body flushes, and I feel myself instinctively push into his hands, letting him sense my response. I'm immediately eager, and my eyelids flutter as a warm breath blows over my nape. So, what do you think? It's fine. Not as romantic. I love it. What does the last one even say? I can barely read it. Perfect to lock ourselves away. Good lord. This color choice is awful. Cannot believe this. I definitely complained about this last time. Okay, it's easier to read if I mouse over it, but still. Perfect to lock ourselves away? I think it's a perfect place to lock ourselves away all weekend. Just us. Aiden remains quiet after that, thoughtful as he rests his chin on my shoulder. I push back into his body as my hands cover his. I'm just lucky to get to spend the next few days with you, no matter what. After everything we went through, I just wanted to give us some alone time, to be alone with each other without all the craziness. I mean, what did we go through? Is this after the events of the main game? I'm not even sure. Main game don't even exist yet, hun. Wait, who did you put in charge of taking care of Key? A soft chuckle filled my ear. Who the heck is Key? No, excuse me? Is that his daughter? I don't know. She can take care of herself for a day or two. Thinking about it, I nod and realize it's not actually Key that's on my mind. Looking up at my husband, the man I married not even a few weeks ago, I try to convey to him exactly what I want. If this is our chance to be together... excuse me. To do absolutely anything, I want to make the most of it before his life steps between us again. Aiden's arms shift to wrap around my waist fully, pulling me back into him until our bodies are fully flush. A soft sigh escapes him, brushing across my ear. I am lost to this man. As much as I would like to keep you here in my arms, we should unpack. I sigh and let my hands drop from his and turn my head to drop a gentle kiss on his cheek. His stubble tickles my lips, bringing a smile to my face. I pat his cheek lightly before pulling from his embrace. Ever the responsible one, Aiden. His warm laughter makes my heart clench wildly, and I turn to my luggage to hide the flush crossing my cheeks. You must have had this planned for a while. You've been working non-stop lately. Well, I look up from my folded things in the dresser to see the blood rush to his cheeks. It's endearing that after everything, he can still blush at things like that. I thought that after everything, since we didn't have a honeymoon, that you might enjoy it even if it was late. Did he really? I turn to look at him, but he's very obviously keeping his gaze on the clothing and toiletries he's pulling out of his luggage. He spent all this time away and working extra hours to give me a honeymoon. He looks a little guilty at that, and when his eyes meet mine, there's a smile on his face. It's probably the sweetest thing anyone has ever done for me. Yes, I did. I take a step forward, taking the shirt he has in his hands, and laying it on top of his suitcase. His eyes are wide but warm as my arms go around his neck. That's absolutely romantic, you know that was kind of the point. Oh, don't do this with your mouth. Like a, I can't even do it. I don't know. Don't do that. His words are more question than a statement, and I can't help the way my face splits even further into a grin. Hands grip my waist, and I can feel the tension in his fingers. Less talking, hotshot. With that, my lips are on his, and the noise of pure desire that sweeps through him makes my head spin. His hands slide to cup a small area of my back, supporting me as he presses forward to make me lean backwards with the passion of his kiss. My hands grip his neck and shoulders for balance, and I'm lost to the tides of pleasure as his tongue meets mine. A sudden knock on the door startles both of us apart, and his nervous chuckle makes me warm all the way to my toes. And that will be the lunch I ordered for us. He ordered lunch? Does he have everything planned? He answers the door and thanks the clerk who brought a tray piled high with covered dishes. My stomach growls and I'm surprised at how hungry I am. His deep laugh startles me out of my thoughts. Well, I thought they'd be a little late, but come on then, unpacking can wait. You really did think of everything, didn't you? All I did was order some room service, calm down. I tried to. I give him a kiss to the temple, and sit with him to enjoy our leisurely lunch together. I can't wait to see what he has in store for the rest of this trip. I stare at myself in the mirror and smooth the front of my yukata before touching the ends of my curls and letting out a slow breath. So does he know we're a murderer? Yet again, I'm nervous. We've been lovers, we've been married, we've shared kisses and touches and bodies and flying, so my. And yet still, I feel like a virgin groom on his wedding night. Aiden doesn't expect anything of me, which makes me want it even more. Which makes me want it even more perfect for him. Is that? That's probably English. I'm just an idiot. I know I could show up to join him in the baths, completely less than perfect, and he would want me as I am. No questions. But he deserves more. Perhaps that's why I want every curl in its place and every fold impeccable. If I'm going to be disheveled, it will be by his hands. If I'm going to be stripped and taken, it'll be at his leisure. In all my time with my partners, I played the submissive because it's how I've enjoyed myself. Living out my own fantasy. Ooh, little sub-ho. I don't like that. It's hard for tops to imagine a bottom in control. Sex was always about my control. I slept where I wanted, with whom I wanted, and for however long it took me to satisfy myself. Then it was over. I'm selfish like that, conceited and childish in my addiction to pleasure. But with him, stepping out of the bathroom, I turn in, pull the door shut before I can face the room. Warm arms encircle my waist, causing me to jump and gasp before laughing at my own reaction. Aiden laughs with me, a rich, deep sound that starts in his stomach and shakes the broad expanse of his chest, before spilling from his mouth in a deep baritone. It makes the hairs rise along my nape and down the length of my body in pure delight of its sound. I don't know if he's aware, but his laugh, a genuine one, is one of his most erotic qualities. It makes me instantly melt in his arms, malleable to his will. The sound assures me we're comfortable with each other, that no hidden darkness plagues him, and his mind is free of anything but me, of us. I turn in his embrace to see him fully. I always think you're avoiding me when you stay in there so long. Girl, I'm just in the bathroom. Girl gotta fix her hair sometimes. A kiss drops to the curve of my neck and a hot breath turns my already warm skin a flash hotter, allowing me to feel my body's reaction to him both above and beneath my yukata. Already, I sense the sheen of sweat that breaks out along my forehead. Ew, sweaty sis. And neck as Aiden's hands smooth over the soft cotton of my robe and the curve of my slim hips. Okay, a little humble brag right there, talking about your slim hips. You think I didn't see that? I saw that, Ray. You can't just slip that in there. A brush runs along my chest and up my throat until the very lobe he nibbles on is hot against his lips. Still his tongue clicks. licks, sucking the soft skin between his teeth and biting it gently. Tell me, are you as flush between your thighs as you are everywhere else? My eyes snap up towards him, as wide and surprised as they are dark with desire. I expect him to be just as embarrassed as I am, either looking down at his feet or not quite able to meet my gaze. Instead, Aiden's eyes are piercing, and before I can vocalize my shock, his hand slips under the draped cloth of my yukata. I begin to respond, but my mind's already melted into a pool of pleasure. My breath catches as his warm fingers brush along the outside of my bare thigh, and as my own hand rushes to intercept it. Before I can stop him, his other hand slips around my wrist. His speed surprises me before he whispers against my lips. Not this time. No hiding. A knowing, lustful smirk plays along his strong features. You don't get to play coy. Winded, slumping back into the water, Aiden pulls me to his chest and breathes deeply, recovering as he strokes my back and places kisses into my hair, pushing the damp curls away. His lips continue over my face, and then softly over my mouth. Returning it tiredly, You make that sound like you're so, like, you've reached climax, and now you're just done. You're just so tired, and you're like, ugh, fine, I'll kiss you back. Sounds like you're so not into it. I sigh against his shoulder and look up at the beauty of his face and the enchanting stars above. His kisses are soft and sweet and comforting as my body trembles against his. The ecstasy of the moment still lingering between us, his length still embedded within. My eyes fix on him in a drunken stupor, and our lips meet in a tender embrace. Aiden wraps his arms around me, my body fitting perfectly in his. I can feel a smile curl his lips. As our kiss breaks, and his gaze shows me all the misunderstandings of the day have gone, and we can finally enjoy ourselves. I kiss him longingly once more, and he returns it with a gentle fervor. I can't help but gaze at him lovingly and chuckle at all our faults and imperfections. Yet still, our feelings for each other remain, and we'll continue our struggles together, hand in hand as husbands. Is that the end? Well, we're husbands now. We have been for weeks, actually. But yeah, if you guys like that, I hope you like that. I hope you like that little scene of a game we haven't played yet. It's a little bit weird, honestly. I think I said this last time, but it's a little bit weird. Playing this, even though, I haven't actually played the actual game, but, that's fine. It's just good preparation for the real game, right? I guess, I don't know. Anyhow, I will see you all on the next route, where we'll we only have two choices, Aiden or, no, twins or someone else. The professor, I think? Whatever. Anyway, I'll see you guys then. Bye.